All right, Shalom, Shalom. Call Yam Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, so the name of this one is Everything Bad for You, but Everything Good, all right, for us. Okay, I just want to briefly speak on the downfall of the society, okay, and, and basically what's determined for those who are vested in this society, meaning that they believe wholeheartedly that this Western civilization will be able to maintain itself, go on and prosper for generations to come, and those who are looking for a new world. All right, you know, in a sense, we're coming to a point where they're going to cut us off because we're not going to worship the image of that beast. Okay, you know, again, that image is rearing its ugly head. Okay, and it's coming to all right fruition. Okay, CBDCs are a solution for it. They probably don't have, and they want to implant it under our skin. Now, there was articles that came out last week that said the CBDC, in order for you to and I know I'm kind of butchering it, but there's an article that came out last week that you're gonna have to have that implanted underneath your skin uh, to uh, to participate in the society. All right, and that's how things are gonna, pretty much uh, come to being. Okay, but they essentially want to cut us off. All right, but that don't mean the end of the world for us. Okay, um, that's bad for them on many levels. Okay, because there's a judgment that comes behind taking that mark. All right, which is which is becoming a reality. Okay, you got a lot of people that think that um, you know that the RFID chip is something else outside of the MOTB. All right, and they're sadly mistaken. All right, so let's continue though. So here I got Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely kind of come. All right, it will not tarry. All right, and so and that's what we're doing. We're waiting patiently for what's about to take place, because when it happens, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna try. That's gonna be the trying of all men. All right, okay. So they believe that they're gonna be able to secure their life. All right, by even taking this thing, but that's gonna be uh, you know there's gonna be a way worse repercussions for that. So this is Luke 6:24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. So they received their consolation on this side. All right. And we know that there's a world coming. Okay. And those that overcome the beast, they're gonna take part of that world. All right, being the first fruits. Those who either die in Yahweh Shai, calling on the name of the Lord and doing his works, and their works follow. Even if you get put to death for keeping his truth, you're going to be uh, essentially the first citizens in the kingdom of heaven. All right. All right. Because I mean, you have the citizens, and then you got the authority that's going to be ruling in the out of Zion. So Salaki, because I'm pretty much just doing this in spirit. So here I want to read Second Ezra. I think it was in the GNT. Okay. Second Ezra, but I'm gonna read it here. The KJV Apocrypha. So Second Ezra 16. All right, we bring this out a lot. Woe is me, woe is me. Second Ezra 16 and 17. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils come? All right. And so we're seeing those sorrows, we're seeing the great mournings, all right, which are going to only be more, all right. And this is dealing with war, all right, and global famine, okay. And that's why, the scriptures talk about, speaks on the hour of temptation, all right. And that's when essentially the world is going to go dark, right? Communications, the grid, the electric grid, all right, food scarcity, okay. And the world is going to go dark. And Esau is going to present the MOTB, all right, which is essentially that CBDC based currency, all right, which is digital, all right. It's a central bank digital currency, all right, which is the only application for it is going to be that the chip, okay, and they're going to introduce it to a starving, desperate world, all right. But within that, you know, um, men are going to be tried, the whole world, okay. But does that mean all doom and gloom for us? No, because those that don't yield or don't, um, choose this devil, those are the ones that's going to be saved everlasting. And those, the ones that do, it's going to go ill with them. It's going to be bad for them. All right. Okay. It says, behold, all right. Well, Ezra goes on to say, he says, and the power shall stand in fear at the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. And we know the war in Ukraine also is a pretense for the wars, the war of all wars, which is World War III. Okay. It's only a snowball effect. You got um, the ordeal that's going on in Taiwan as well, you know, with America and China. Okay. Um, pretty much that being a proxy, a potential proxy, which can lead into something greater, like, EMP or an attack on a certain country. So things are very, uh, um, very volatile, and we're at that point. Okay. So it goes on to say, it says, what shall I do when these evils shall come, right? Because it's going to be mass confusion. And, if you don't have the Spirit of the Lord, all right, guiding you, all right, you're pretty much going to give in to the demands of Esau, all right. But even his own plans are going to go, it's going to backfire. Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. I want to read the GNT version because that's breaks it down a little bit more simpler. Okay. So second Ezra 16, go to 19. Well, I can start at 18 again. It says, troubles will come, all right, and many people, is spiritual warfare, that's right. Okay, it says, troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many will die, all right. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. You see, that disaster will come. Everyone will be terrified. You see, what will people do when these disasters come? Right. That's the main question. What will people do when these disasters come? Will you fold into the demands of the right now authority, which is Esau Edom, or will you lean upon the Heavenly Father in truth? All right. Okay. Will you take hold of, on the truth, or will you essentially receive that damnable consolation, which is essentially sustaining your life by way of taking an RFID chip. All right. So here it says, right, and this is definitely because like that ad that popped up. It says spiritual warfare. This is definitely a spiritual warfare for our souls. So the preparation is now. All right. Um, the preparation is now to build up our faith and our foundation to war against, to be able to war against what's coming. So, verse 19, famine, epidemics, troubles, and suffering are sent to punish and correct people. All right. And hence, that's why, I call the lesson ultimately is really everything bad to you, Eve and E, you know, kind of want to make a play on the names, but everything good to us, you see. All right. Because it's gonna be repercussions behind taking this devil's mark. All right. And repercussions that you're not gonna be able to go back on. All right. So these things are coming for what? To punish and correct people. All right. The Lord said he was gonna put low the proud and haughty spirits. Okay. And he's gonna do that by way of what? Devastating the world with these punishments. All right. Okay. So what does that mean for us? All right. What does that mean for us? Here, okay. Second entrance 8 and 50 in the GNT. What does it mean for us? Okay. Because we really don't care what's going to happen to these people. We know what's going to happen to them. But what does that really mean for us? Why is it so good for us? All right. One precept that comes to mind, it says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. So we get to see the end of tyranny. We get to see the end of oppression. We get to see the end of complete madness and complete and sheer obscurity. All right. So it says, verse 50, second is 850 at the GNT. It says, the people of this world who have lived their lives in pride and arrogance will suffer many things in the last days. You see? So people are going to suffer. All right. It says, but Ezra, you should be thinking about the glory that is waiting for you and those like you. All right. So that's what our mind's supposed to be on, the glory that's actually coming from this. All right. And we ain't too moved on what's gonna happen to the wicked. It's gonna happen. And we've been telling them what's gonna happen. So when it happens, there ain't no excuse, there ain't no uh, remorse, because this is all the remorse that we're giving out, all this energy that we're giving out, all these lessons that we're doing, all this going out on the highways and byways, all studying, you know, all them hours in the trenches, so to speak, while you're studying, grinding to get this understanding, grinding to build your faith up. That's the remorse. You see, that's the remorse. So we ain't gonna have no remorse in that day. All we can worry about, and think about, is what awaits us and and that's what has been promised. But Ezra, you should be thinking about the glory that is waiting for you and those like you. For all of you, paradise has been opened, the tree of life has been planted, the world to come has been made ready. All your needs have been provided. So we ain't got to worry about anything. All we got to worry about is having our eyes on these prophecies, all right, and being prepared spiritually, not physically, but spiritually on things to come. That means letting go of this world entirely. That means letting go of your aspirations concerning this world, all right, or appetites. That's what I wanted to say. Your appetites concerning this world. Because those that have the appetites and stuck on trying to make it, those are the ones that's going to be the most devastated. The ones that's holding on to their lives in this current world as we know it, those are the ones that's going to be most devastating. That's the game. That's the hour of temptation. All right. Where all these calamities come and you got people still holding on. Scriptures tell us to be as pilgrims. Okay. We have to be. Okay. So it says again, for all of you, paradise has been opened, the tree of life has been planted, the world to come has been made ready. All your needs have been provided. The heavenly city has been built. Full rest from your labors has been offered. Goodness and wisdom have been perfected. The source of evil has been sealed off, so that it cannot reach you. All sickness has been removed. This is the world. This is what we have after this current world. So this is good for us. All right. It says, death has been taken away, hell is gone, and corruption has disappeared. All suffering has been taken away, and the treasure of immortality is at last revealed. And this is our inheritance. Okay. So back to that loop, woe to them that have received their consolation. All right. I ain't got it up no more. So I like this one. It says, all suffering have been taken away, and the treasure of immortality is at last revealed. So don't ask any more questions about the large number of people who are lost. For when they had the opportunity to choose, they despised the Most High God, all right, or God Most High, in contempt for his law and refused to follow his ways. In addition, they mistreated the righteous servants of God. And that's what's happening now. We're being mistreated. And we're going to be abandoned in that time to come. All right. When you think about it really closely. When there's utter chaos and millions of people are spilling off into the streets, and um, you know, there's devastation, there's war, there's civil unrest. Um, we're going to be abandoned. All right. And there's nobody that we're going to be able to run to because everybody's going to be running towards Esau and his dream world, his dream dystopia, the New World Order. And you're not going to be able to thrive in that society without that implantable RFID chip. All right. So we're going to be abandoned. All right. But we're going to go towards the Heavenly Father. All right. Okay. And that's why it's going to be a temptation. It's going to be tried. Men are going to be tried. Okay. So, verse 58, they even said to themselves that there was no God, although they knew that they must die. See? So, in their minds, that they only believe in the Lord, the only one that's given salvation, the only one that you can actually run to for salvation. All right? Because nothing else is going to save you. Esau's society is going to implode, even with his dream, his ideal dystopia world and how it's set up through the CBDC and this social credit system where he plays God, you know, is that's destined for destruction. All right, so the joys I have described are waiting for you, while thirst and torment are in store for them. See, but the Most High God uh, will not want anyone to perish, and that's right. So is the Lord's um, mind that we don't perish. That's Jeremiah 29:11. Okay, created everyone and prepared life for everyone, but those who he created dishonored the name of their creator and were ungrateful to the one who offered them life. That is why the day on which I will judge them is near. You see? So we've done our exhorting, all right? We've done the prophesying. We've done the admonishment, the warning, the admonishing, okay? And they didn't take heed, all right? So that's on them. All right. And that's all it's gonna be all bad for them. And I put Eve and E, Eve and E, uh, so called, you know, Negro or black woman and Esau, because these are the main winners in this world. All right. The black woman, she got superpowers. A wig stop a bullet, you know. So they got superpower. They fall out of windows and they survive. All right. They get shot in the head and they survive. Why? Because this world is built for them. It's like they got calluses, you know, when it comes to taking the brunt of society. And of course, they got a support system, which is the devil. All right, who allow them to reign free and run free as they will like to do so. All right, they have reached their consolation. So hey, it's on them. It says, I have made this known to you and a few others like you, but not to everyone I answered. All right, so not everybody got this, but those who are worthy of it. Sir, you have shown me many signs which you will perform in the last days, but you have not told me how I can know when this will happen. It's not for us to. That's what Ezra had to come to the conclusion of. He had to come to the conclusion that you know he didn't. He don't need to know about when it's gonna come. All we need to know about is being prepared um, when all these signs are coming to pass and all these signs are here. You know. So that was pretty much it. All right. Here, I did have another one. Okay. Sirach 8:11. This is because the sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days are be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him, but it shall not be well with the wicked. Neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feared not before God. All right. So those that fear, it's going to be well with. It's going to be all right. Okay. It says, better off here in the NLT. You know. So these people are going to continue to do wickedness because they're not being stopped, or there ain't no big red flags going off, and people are being punished. So they're going to keep doing wickedness. All right. But they're going to do it to their own destruction, all right, which is coming. And the Lord is going to visit them in their comfort. All right. So I'm gonna leave it with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, Until next time I say shalom.